Hello viewers and welcome to Tech Tips. This is Byron, and today I'm going to take a look at how we can control the placement of connections. In our case today it's going to be hold downs, but I've used this methodology also for things like deflection connectors. It gets more elaborate in that case, but still works. Um, and I've shown you previously through Anika how we can achieve sort of jam packs with hold downs. If you've been watching our videos, and you're probably familiar with that one sort of scenario where we can create this jam pack with these hold downs, and that's great. This process would actually be after panel creation because I'll tell you from the beginning, if we regenerate these panels, some of this work would be lost. So it's definitely something to do after we've created our panels. And with that being said, I'll get right into it. If we take a look at these studs, you'll note that, well, they're just like any of our stud families. Nothing unusual yet. I haven't altered these in any way just yet. So why don't we get into altering them and discuss sort of what we're going to do. I'm going to add hold down families to these studs, to their bottoms specifically. And I'm going to control the visibility of those hold downs. Now I've got the hold down family already set up over here. This is a Simpson hold down family. You can get that right from their website, of course. Or you can create your own. I mean, whatever works. I'm going to load this family. Oh, and before I do this, you'll note this is a shared family. So that tells me that I can actually produce individual takeoffs and quantities from this family when it gets nested into another. So if I don't click on shared, it kind of becomes part of the family it's getting nested into. If I click on shared, it means it's still its own independent entity. And I'd say that's probably what we'd rather have it be. So, that being said, I'm going to load this into our connections, actually into our stud family. And you'll note, like I said, it's shared. Alright, I'm going to hit OK. Wonderful. And we'll place this. It's a face hosted item. And I'm just going to rotate it 90 degrees should do it. Yep. And position this a little more strategically than it is. Just go ahead and grab it from the center to the center. Perfect. And I'm actually going to grab this member and mirror him over onto the other side. And I think this will kind of start to make sense soon enough. So I've now got two hold downs. They are shared and they are placed as such. So we got to raise these a bit. Let's go to front elevation here. And I'm actually going to constrain them to the lower reference level here. So that's going to be just grab that, lock it, done. Next one, and lock it. Great. All right, so I've got the two hold downs. They're connected to this stud. If I load this into the project as is, I'm going to have two hold downs on every single stud family, and I don't want that. So there's still some work to do here. I'm going to control the visibility of these hold downs. And I've actually created these parameters here, but I'm going to remove them just so you can see it from the very get-go. So I'm going to add a parameter. And I'm going to make it an instance parameter because I want to control these on an individual basis. And it's going to be grouped under visibility, just makes sense. And it's going to be a yes or no. And this one's going to relate to side A. So this is a parameter that will control the visibility of the hold down on the side that I designate as side A. And I'm going to create another one. Exact same thing, only it's going to be side B. And also going to group that as a yes/no parameter under visibility and make it an instance. Fantastic. Uncheck them by default. and decide where side A is. So I'm going to make this side A. So under the visible graphics options right here, we can associate a parameter to this family, and I'm going to do so by clicking on this little box there. It's a little out of the way. It's actually, you could definitely miss that. And choose side A. And this hold down over here, he's going to be my side B. There we go. So we've got two hold downs with visibility controls by instance. And I'm going to load this into the project, and we're going to see what this is going to look like. Yep, let's overwrite. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. But if I look at this stud now, you'll see these visibilities, side A, side B. And if I actually check one of those, there is my hold down. And I could uncheck that. Now the reason why, of course, I say this is a post panelization process is just because if I do end up showing a hold down, let's go side A. If I do end up showing a hold down there, and then regenerate the panel, of course, we're going to lose our hold down. We'll have to end up creating it, well, it's simple enough to create, I guess, but there will be an issue with the actual hold down as such. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Now, if we want to use this for our shop drawings, we can also do that, but it'll be a little more work. We'll have to add some of these BIMs SF parameters. Actually, they're already on there. They're on the hold down itself, but we're going to have them mimic the panels parameters, and that might not be quite what we'd want to use this for. Rather, we might want to use this sort of for our framing plans. And if I look over here, I've got more or less sort of a little house. And if I go into my hold down plan, I can start to assign my hold downs on this plan. Maybe even I'm cheating this move a little bit, and maybe even add another one there, maybe on some of these big panels, and go through it, just sort of strategically placing where I need my hold downs. Rather easy to do, right? Maybe this door here needed a hold down too. And let's say that was it. I'm done with my hold downs. We could then say, all right, let's start annotating. I've got a let's turn off some of these visibilities. Let me turn off my doors and my columns, my framing, my wall, heck, everything except these hold downs. That's all I really want to see. And I'm gonna control the annotation of these hold downs by their BIMSSF label, actually. So let's select all instances here. Alright, so I've got 5 hold downs, and I'm just going to create a label, call them hold down 1. Now we could have created many multiple hold downs in different families, and again control them through our visibility settings. It's all pretty easy to do. Let's go ahead and show now, let's say, our walls and structural columns. Let's go with that. And oh, you know what, before I do that, yeah, let me go ahead, I'll do that. I'm going to create some tags on these guys. I could tag them all if I shut off the visibility of these other members here, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab them, tag them here. I know where they are, easy enough. Whoops, did not want to tag that marker there. All right, so I've got all my hold downs tagged. Let's go back to my visibility. Let's turn on my walls. Let's turn on my structural columns, and Let's see what I'm grabbing there. Yeah. And there we have it. We've got our hold downs indicated. We could, of course, do our dimensioning, etc. Make everything look great. And then insert that. That's our plan onto our sheet. Let's go with that. And you know what? I've been taking track of all the quantities. Here you'll see how these are individually counted. We've got the 5 hold downs in our plan here. And that's it. So I've also used this method, the same method for deflection connectors. In that case, I'll actually add a height parameter, to, a way to control the placement along the vertical axis of the studs. Similar methodology though, but certainly we could do a lot of out-of-the-box thinking with visibility settings within our panels. But we'll have to be careful, do them after the panels are created, and place them as such. And this was it. I hope you enjoyed it. Bit of a complex scenario, and certainly more for our advanced users. But by all means, get into those families and start seeing what we can create. Right? That's what it's all about. This was Tech Tips. Byron, have yourselves a great day.